Welcome everybody. Uh Man, this one just came from just going through social media platforms and just seeing the question, man. And I felt that I could have been one of them people to answer that question of like, how are people surviving out here without a job? So I pretty much took it upon myself to ask the people, like, what should I talk about? How should I talk about? What is it? So me, I always try to use my life as an example of where I've been and how I've been surviving. So I'm gonna say we gonna call it. I'm not saying it is, but we gonna call it surviving without a job. The manual, the hustle, and the winning mentality, man. So I'm gonna start off like this. Let's keep it real. Some of us, like, they don't even think about it. I've been without a job since April. The months of not clocking in, no boss breathing down my neck, no paycheck every 2 weeks. At first, I thought it was the worst thing that ever happened to me. I thought it was the very worst thing that ever happened to me. But now I feel like I'm living my best life. now, before we even get to the funnies of what's really going on here, and not saying that I'm not out here working. This is serious. Some of us need to hear this. So I'm gonna put it like this. You see in the hood, some of us that know me, I'm straight from wherever I'm from. It teaches you hustle or die. Corporate America teaches you that you're replaceable. And running your own business teaches you if you don't grind, you don't eat. So this ain't just my story. This is a lesson for everybody breathing, hood, corporate, or entrepreneurship. Survival don't come when you sit still, man. It don't. It comes from moving. It comes from moving. Sitting still, man, you're gonna stay in the same spot all the time, man. Like, and I can't even explain it no different way of even putting it. Let me tell you this though. For the first 3 months that I was out, I wasn't working. Like, I felt like I was the Michael Jordan of taking naps. I was putting overtime in the bed. Like, I felt like Netflix was my supervisor and DoorDash was my paycheck. And Uber Eats, whenever I did do that, that was HR. But then the fourth month hit. Let's be real. The fourth month hit of me not doing nothing. And it hit me hard. It wasn't a soft hit that I didn't know what was going on. I started telling myself the same way I gave whatever company I ever worked for in my life, the same motivation, the same thing that I put into them, I can be putting it into my own business. And that's when I shifted. I started putting money back in, like energy back into my own business, LNS. And I started seeing real growth. And it was there and it was consistent and it was happening. So the hard truth is that a lot of us don't want to talk about. Now, let me ask y'all something, and I'm not even just gonna talk about my life. And I'm saying this with love and everything. To the folks that's not out there working, not hustling, not really doing nothing, how are y'all surviving? That's a serious question. How are y'all not surviving? Like, how are y'all eating? I know some of y'all hungry. But life is hard when you're out here grinding. It's even harder when you're not. So I ask, how y'all doing? And I know some of y'all, I see it, some of y'all talk game good, sex game good. Like, it all gotta be A1. for you to still have somebody taking care of you. I get it. I get it. I see it every day. But come on. How long can that really last? Like, for real. Do you want to spend your whole life depending on somebody else's paycheck? Do you want to spend your freedom to come out of somebody else's pocket? I can't do it. I just can't. It's not me. I'm wired to move, to get it, to grind. Because the moment I stop, the moment the money stop, and it ain't happening for me. And if you're depending on somebody else to feed you, you're not just hurting them, you're hurting yourself. You're killing your future. So I'm gonna put a little bit more sauce in the game. We're gonna say, like I said in the beginning, it's the hustle manual. That's what we call it today. That's what I use on the day-to-day. So I'm gonna give it to y'all on what I use, or how I use it. So let me break this down to you, like I said, in a manual for survival. That's how we're gonna put it. Because the things that I've lived and how I've lived for the last several months, like one thing I do every day, I do something, I move. I move. I may go out and drive Lyft, keep some type of money coming in. Gas, food, bills. It keeps a flow alive for me. Like I always say, small money matter too. The big hustle. For me, like it's L&S, the building of the company. That's one of the biggest things. That's where a bulkload of the money come from. Quick hustles keep me alive. Big hustles, like I put back for the future of the company. And I'm gonna say this, where a lot of people feel that if you looking for a job, treat looking for a job as your job. Wake up early. Apply every single day. Call places, network. Don't stroll in Indeed for 10 minutes and quit. You gotta treat looking like I'm looking for a job, but I ain't clock out yet until I find one. Ask yourself, what do I love to do? Everybody got a skill. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody got a skill. Some of y'all can cook, braid hair, do nails, cut grass, fix cars, paint, babysit. I feel all that's money. Take out people's trash. I feel all that's money. All that. Stop saying you broke when some of y'all got skills sitting right there. And another thing, stack every dollar. Stop waiting on the big ones to come. Stack those small ones to grow the bigger stack. But you gotta keep moving. Momentum is everything. Everything. So let me ask y'all again with love. If you ain't grinding, how do you expect to eat? Like, I'm serious. How do you expect to eat? If you're not working, how do you expect to grow? If you're sitting back depending on someone, what happens when they get tired? Oh, because they will get tired. Tired of carrying grown folks who can't carry themselves or who won't carry themselves. And I'm not saying that to bash anybody. I'm not. I'm saying that because like I care to see people win at this point. I love it. If you want to stop leeching and start living, so answer me this in the comments. If you're not moving, what are you really doing? Be honest. Be honest. If you ain't moving, what are you really doing? This is real talk. I've been through it. Lost my job, sat still, almost gave up. Then I got up and started to move. And guess what? I'm still here, surviving, grinding, and winning. And I promise you, if I can, you can too. So listen, move. Don't just nod and say yeah. Apply. And don't just open or depend on somebody else. Build. Because Whether you're in the hood, in corporate, or chasing your own business or your talk game 100, the truth will never change. If you don't grind, you don't eat. Listen, I'm Lamont, and this is how I survive without a job and still win. So I don't know if y'all want to win, like, subscribe, and hit me up at the bottom. And if you really want it, listen, let's talk about it. I'm down to talk about it.